I really don't care what happens at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media, but what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequence.
It all went down in a place no one would have expected: a valet parking lot in downtown Los Angeles. Bright lights flickered overhead, cameras flashed in the distance, and behind a row of luxury cars with dark-tinted windows, two men stood face to face. No PR teams, no bodyguards, no security barriers. Just raw emotion, years of quiet resentment, and two hearts pounding so loud it could have echoed off the pavement. This wasn't just another awkward run-in between celebrities. This wasn't some icy glance exchanged at a red carpet event. This was real. And when it turned physical, it caught everyone off guard. So much so, someone called the police within minutes. The two men in the center of it all? Pierre and Iman Shumpert. Just a year ago, they had no reason to cross paths, let alone clash. But that was before love stepped out of one door and entered through another. That love? Teyana Taylor. For months, the public had been watching. In silence, piecing together whispers, subtle posts, and distant glances. They were waiting for something to break. But no one thought it would happen this fast or this publicly. It all began with a glance. A single moment. Eyewitnesses agree. Both men were at the same exclusive, invite-only industry event. No press, no paparazzi, just music people, TV people, creatives. It was supposed to be a calm, private night. No drama, no mess. But as the night wound down and guests began making their way out to the valet, everything changed. Teyana had already left. That detail matters. Some people believe she left early on purpose. Others think she didn't know both men would be there. Either way, by the time Aaron stepped out through the main entrance and spotted Iman standing nearby, the tension in the air was thick, not loud, not aggressive, just heavy, like two storms circling each other, ready to strike. Aaron looked down at his phone, clearly trying to keep things cool, but his body was stiff, shoulders tight. Iman, on the other hand, didn't flinch, arms crossed, chest forward. He didn't speak. He just stared, a calm kind of intensity that said more than any words could. And then something was said. We don't know what exactly. No one had their phones out at that exact second, but multiple people say Aaron muttered something under his breath, not loudly, just enough for Iman to hear it. Whatever he said, it struck a nerve. Iman stopped. He turned, locked eyes, and said, "Say that again." His voice wasn't raised. It didn't need to be. That tone, the kind that cuts through noise, made everyone in the area pause. Aaron looked up from his phone, met his eyes, and that's when everything shifted. There was no history between them, not directly, but there was emotion, years of it, pain, pride, love, resentment, things left unsaid, feelings left unhealed, and now all of it was bubbling to the surface. Voices rose, not yelling, but loud enough to make people look over. A few pulled out their phones. The first clips online show the beginning of a crowd forming. Not huge, but enough to prove this wasn't just a quiet conversation. Aaron stepped forward. Iman didn't budge. Fingers pointed. Aaron raised his arm in frustration, not to strike, but to emphasize that he wasn't backing down. Iman responded, with body language chin tilted, fists clenched, shoulders squared. Then contact. Not a punch, not a slap, but a shove, a quick chest bump, a lunge forward. One of Iman's friends, wearing a bright red jacket, stepped in between them, trying to hold him back. Aaron sidestepped like he wasn't ready to back off either. A woman nearby screamed, her voice piercing the video clip. Then, the flashing blue and red lights. Police arrived within minutes. 2 squad cars rolled into the lot. Their sirens weren't blaring, but their presence turned the tension electric. Officers stepped out quickly and began to separate the two men. One cop led Iman to the left. Another walked Aaron to the right. Neither man was handcuffed, but the situation was clearly serious. Both were breathing heavily, eyes sharp, jaws clenched. Police asked for IDs. They interviewed valet workers and bystanders. And someone had already pulled up the clip that hit Instagram just moments after it happened. That's how fast it spread. One woman in a blue dress had caught it all on video, shaky, but clear enough to see the push. The officers watched it, nodded, kept questioning. Still, no arrests were made. Not that night, but a report was filed. And once that happened, social media went into a frenzy. Within the hour, the internet was flooded with clips, commentary, and wild captions. Teyana's ex and new man throw hands. Iman versus Aaron in valet showdown. Taylor love triangle explodes. Hashtags trended instantly. Everyone had an opinion. No one had the full story. Then came the lip readers. You know how the internet works. People slowed down the footage, analyzed every facial movement, and tried to decode what was said. One popular theory was that Iman told Aaron, "She's still my family. You'll never be that." Another claimed Aaron shot back, "She don't even say your name anymore." Were those the real words? Maybe, maybe not, but it didn't matter. Because on the internet, once an idea feels real, it becomes real.by. The next morning, fans were split. Some were on Iman's side, saying he was defending his family, his history, his kids. That it must have been hard to see his ex's new man standing there like he belonged. That a real man wouldn't just let that slide. Others backed Aaron, said he didn't start anything, that Iman had been passive-aggressive for months, that Aaron was the one with Teyana now, and Iman just couldn't handle it. And then, there were those caught in the middle. The ones asking, why does it always have to go here? The ones saying black men need to show unity, not violence. That Teyana deserved better. That this wasn't about love anymore, it was about ego. And honestly, they weren't wrong. But what really stirred the pot was the silence. Neither Aaron nor Iman made a statement. No tweets. No cryptic Instagram stories. No press releases. Just silence. Until Teyana broke it. She didn't address the fight directly. She didn't pick a side. She just posted a plain black screen on her Instagram story with 2 words, "Pray for peace." That was it. But that post hit hard. People took it as confirmation that she knew what happened. That she was hurt, maybe, embarrassed, definitely exhausted. Some fans begged her to speak. Others told her to stay silent. Some blamed her. Others defended her. And behind the scenes, whispers started leaking. One source close to the event said Iman had been holding in a lot of emotion for months. That even though he and Teyana were no longer together, seeing her with someone new, especially someone serious, was a hard pill to swallow. That he didn't know Aaron would be there. And when he saw him, everything he had buried came up to the surface. Another source claimed Aaron had been dealing with subtle jabs from Iman for a while. That he wasn't looking for drama, but wasn't going to be disrespected publicly either. That both men were already on edge long before that night. And maybe that's the saddest part, because once police get involved, once videos go viral, once people start clout chasing off your pain, things get too real. Kids could see this online and think violence is how you handle emotions. Young artists and fans who look up to both of them watched it all unfold like a movie. But this wasn't fiction. This was heartbreak in real time. This is what happens when love breaks down behind closed doors. When pride replaces peace. When grown men, hurt and triggered, stop talking and start acting out. This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's the human cost of emotional wounds left untreated. 2 men who once had no connection now stand on opposite sides of a public explosion. It doesn't matter who touched who first, who raised their voice, or who whispered what under their breath. What matters is the pain, the betrayal, the very human feeling of being replaced and watching someone else take your place. Now, the world waits. Will charges be filed? Will either man finally speak? Will Teyana reveal the full truth and shake the internet all over again? Because at this point, it's no longer about who's right or wrong. It's about the fire that's been lit, and whether it burns everything down, one thing's clear: this story isn't over. Not even close.